Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline Gibson and I'm a professional astrologer using the whole sign house system. Today we're looking at the astrology from October 20th through October 31st. If you have Pisces rising, then Mars and Mercury will be forming this conjunction in your ninth house, which presents opportunities to expand your horizons through travel, through higher education, through your political beliefs or your personal beliefs. This transit indicates assertive communication, where your political beliefs and your personal beliefs and what you believe in general is very likely right now. This also could indicate really asserting yourself as far as what your goals are for, education, or if you do any traveling during this time, you might really assert yourself where you might not have in terms of like what the plans are going to be and what you want to do while you're traveling. So the conjunction itself encourages conversation and it indicates a time to learn a lot about things that you were unfamiliar with before. But it also represents an opportunity for tension. And so you just want to be cautious about, any kind of contention in the dialogue that you're having. The suggestion here is to just stay as open-minded as you can and to walk away from any, conflicts that are nonsensical, to walk away from any conflicts that are getting too heated. On October 21st, the new moon in Libra will be happening in your eighth house. So for you, this marks new beginnings having to do with transformation, other people's resources, possibly your partner's resources, as well as intimacy. This transit highlights opportunity for psychological growth and for addressing any deep emotional issues that might surface right now. And this can also look like developments regarding investments or inheritance, or just basically financial matters that involve other people. So this is a good time for nurturing like your close connections with people and developing like a more intimate contact, whether that's a physical intimacy or an emotional intimacy, but it's a good time to practice that if that's what comes up for you. On October 22nd, the sun will move into Scorpio in your ninth house as Neptune retrogrades back into Pisces and your first house. So during this time, you're likely to feel an intense urge to let go of things, to change some things, especially about your own physical appearance or regarding like travel plans or your educational plans or education that you're engaging in right now. You may suddenly decide that it's time to change direction, or there just might be some changes that come up for you regarding your education. These transits also offer opportunities for psychological growth as well as emotional growth. You might feel more sensitive than usual around how other people see you. So just kind of watch out for that. But this is a good time to like seek clarity around any issues that come up with how you feel other people see you, whether that's by questioning those people or by, looking into yourself and asking yourself if that's true. Sometimes other people have a perception of us that isn't valid. And by simply sitting with it and recognizing that, yeah, that's not, has nothing to do with me, that makes it easier to let go of in the moment. We can't forever let go of caring what other people think. There's always going to be times when we do. We're social beings, even if we consider ourselves to not be very social. Biologically, we are. So that doesn't negate the fact that from moment to moment, we can let go of what certain individuals think or even certain groups of people might think about us. And on the flip side of that, we could be imagining it. So that might be an instance where you do want to go to the person involved and ask, what's going on and possibly clear something up. On October 24th, the sun in Scorpio in your ninth house will be squaring Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house. So this indicates tension that could arise around things like travel plans or educational pursuits or plans that you had for your education. This could also have to do with your personal philosophy or your personal beliefs and some kind of conflict that comes up regarding those things. So there might be some hidden fears that are triggered as a result of whatever that conflict is. So you just want to be gentle with yourself and take the time to sit with things versus intensely overreacting and recognizing like what's actually going on. When a planet is transiting our 12th house, a lot of times that can have us reacting outwardly to things that are actually going on the inside. So you just want to be clear about that, because those aren't things that we want to share with the world or that everyone in our life would understand. So we just want to be clear about where we are bringing that. From October 24th through October 26th, Mercury in your ninth house is going to be forming a trine with Saturn in your first house and Jupiter in your fifth house. So this can indicate a strong opportunity for personal growth, likely through some type of intellectual growth, especially something that's coming through educational pursuits, travel, coming through you individually, as well as through the things that you find fun, the activities that you do because you enjoy doing them. This aspect can help you to think clearly as you're making travel plans or with strategic planning around like your learning goals, like finding time, finding the right time, finding the right funds, all of those kind of things, but like strategically planning for your best interests. You might also be finding it easier to articulate your personal beliefs, as well as to like engage in meaningful conversations about what you believe in. And the influence of Jupiter with this trine can enhance your creativity, or it could also involve like fifth house people, like romantic partners or your children or children that you're close to in your life. From October 27th through the 28th, Mars is forming a grand trine with Saturn and Jupiter, again in your fifth and first houses. So this is a good time again for personal growth, but more specifically for having the energy for personal growth, as well as putting your energy into creative expression. You're likely to feel more enthusiastic about things like travel and higher education and just expanding your horizons in general. This might also be a time when you're traveling with a romantic partner and learning a lot about yourself in the process. So Saturn's part in all of this is just to reinforce discipline as well as boundaries and to keep you aligned with things that are honestly you. So if you're like straying from your regular path to like have a good time, Saturn's going to be there to kind of say, oh, it's time to go to work, or it's time to get home, or it's time to get to things more serious. But this can act as like just kind of like a grounding influence during that time so that you're not scattered. On October 28th and 29th, Mercury forms a trine with Neptune in your first house. Again, Mercury is in your ninth house. So this is expanding your horizons through travel and education. But with Neptune's influence, you might feel like boundaries are kind of blurred right now, or you might feel an urge to ignore personal boundaries, like your own personal boundaries. So just kind of lean on that Saturn influence to remind you like what is and is not okay with you. On October 29th, Mercury moves into Sagittarius and your 10th house, making immediately an opposition with Uranus in your fourth house. So this translates to conflict between my career, my work, my personal reputation, and something going on at home, some kind of surprising upset or dynamic that has appeared in my home life. That can be moving, that can be family issues. It doesn't have to necessarily be anything catastrophic, but it can just be that something's come up and it's stirring up my plans or my career goals or how I see myself out in the world. So just be prepared for like shifting family dynamics and for putting your attention in that space. You want to just stay flexible. You want to be open to listening, but you also want to be assertive in your own communication, make your own thoughts and ideas present and clear. So this is just a time really of practicing and learning flexibility without negating ourselves in the process.